Hello, Grand Park. It's Courtney. Welcome to your Yoga Ala retreat today. I have a special treat for you. We're going to be doing some restorative yoga. I'll explain what that is in a minute, but you are going to want a pillow. So I would recommend, I'm going to scoot back so you can see. I would recommend like a pillow that's off your bed, something that's long and maybe a little firm. So we're going to pretend, for those of you who have been to maybe a yoga studio, it's like a yoga bolster, but we don't need a bolster. We can just use a pillow. So let us come to seat. So we're going to sit maybe up on your pillow. So you'll rest your hips down and take a cross of your ankles. If that's not comfortable, you could kneel. You could place the pillow underneath your seat, join your knees together and sit back, or find any other comfortable position that feels good to you today. We're going to work on a philosophy concept called aparigraha. So aparigraha is loosely translated as non-grasping, as not holding, as letting things go. I don't know about you, but this is very challenging for me a lot. This would be in the realm of forgiveness, of letting people be as they are, as not saying, hurtful, harmful things to ourselves. So letting go of some of the things maybe we've internalized about ourselves. And this is a big ask often. So I'm just gonna offer a class today where we can soften and really try to release tension in the body. We'll start with a little bit of a check-in to see maybe if we're holding something emotionally. And then if that's a little too deep for you, we can think about this as just simply releasing tension in the body. I have a lot of tension in my body right now. I would imagine a lot of us do. So we are going to be working on letting go and releasing today. So it's going to be a really soft practice. We're really only going to do maybe like 6 shapes, and we'll take our time in those shapes. I wish I could play music for you. If you have maybe a gentle playlist that you'd like to accompany this with, feel free to put that on now. Or if you just need some silence and some space, that might actually just be the thing that you need. So wherever you are, find your tall seat. Ground your hands down on your thighs. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. And we'll just start with a scan of ourselves. So maybe noticing where and if you're holding tension. So noticing where areas of tightness are existing in your body right now. So on a physical level, what's tight? Maybe starting to soften through your awareness. So if your shoulders are tight and scrunched up by your ears, sending them away. If the jaw is tight at the hinge, soften there. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to place both hands on your heart. And I'm going to ask you here if there's anything or anyone that you need to forgive or let go of. So this could be a big thing, right? It could also be a really, really subtle something that someone said to you, something you said to yourself. But I really invite you to call it in, no matter how big, how small. Take a couple breaths of acknowledgement. Notice if it causes some closing of the body, if it actually creates tension in the body by thinking of it. Really soften your breath around it. Notice areas of tension that creep up. And then together, through some gentle breath, through some gentle movement, we're going to see if we can soften and release a little bit of it. So if we don't need to hold it anymore, maybe we can let even the smallest amount of it go. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. And we'll start with our first posture. So we're gonna start, when I say the pillow the wide way, I mean this way. If I say the long way, I mean this way. So this is wide, this is long. We're gonna start with the wide way. You'll place the pillow kind of up at the top of your space. You're gonna put the base of your spine to the base of the pillow. And then you're gonna come to lay yourself so that your shoulder blades are at the top of the pillow and the head kind of drips off from the top of the pillow. So we're in a gentle heart opener here. You can have the legs extended, you could bend your knees, listen to what the low body is going to be the most comfortable in. And then I would encourage you to place your hands somewhere on your body, maybe on the belly. If you're feeling really good today and it feels great to have your heart open, you could also take your arms in a V over your head or out to the sides. But go ahead and close your eyes. See what it feels like to have an opening of your heart. I just asked you something that might be a little touchy or vulnerable or hard, and then I'm asking you to open your heart to it. Can you soften your breath around it? Can you soften your heart around it? And I'm also going to encourage us to let emotions flow through today. So another way to let go is to release emotion. So if anything comes up today, maybe a little tear comes out, maybe a lot of tears come out, I want you to give yourself the safe space to let your emotions flow through. So maybe you don't have to hold as much of them anymore. And we're going to do this in gentle support of each other, in gentle support on the pillow. So go ahead and close your eyes here. Center the breath in your heart. And see if you can really start to take some gentle control over your breath. Taking full soft inhales, full soft exhales. Let your heart be wide, let the emotions flow, let the breath be fluid. And here, even notice if you're holding yourself up in any way, see if you can really let yourself be held by the pillow. Letting your sit bones ground down. Letting your heart open, letting your shoulders melt away from your ears. Take a couple more really soft breaths into your heart. And let whatever is there be there and flow through, maybe flow out. So go ahead and flutter your eyes open if they're closed. With the least amount of effort possible, roll over to one side and then press yourself up. And then from here, we're going to take the pillow the long way. We'll place it up at the top of the space that we're working in. And then you're going to come to place your left hip into the base of the pillow. You'll extend your left arm out. And then you'll come to lay your cheek on your left inner arm. Your knees can be bent or whatever feels comfortable in the legs. So if it feels good to just have the legs straight, personally, I feel like I have a little support if I bend my knees, stack my knees over each other. So the left arm is out, the head and the cheek is resting on the inner left arm. And then this is option one. So we're already in a little bit of a side stretch here. If you'd like to add a little bit of a side stretch on your right hip and the right side body, you'll reach your right arm up and over for your left wrist. So this will be our pose that we'll be in for a few minutes. I invite you to close your eyes here. Notice if you're holding yourself up. Are you holding into your hips? Are you gripping in your toes or your fingers? In your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And see if you can softly release yourself onto the pillow and softly release yourself into the breath. So let the pillow hold you, let the breath fill and move space into the body, emotions through the body. So we'll be here a couple minutes on this side. Once again, notice if you're holding or gripping in any way and see what you can soften here. What can you let go and release here to give yourself rest, to give yourself a break, to soften? So really softening into your breath. We'll be here another 30 seconds or so. Let it go. Let yourself release. From here, you'll take your hands down underneath your shoulders, press yourself up, and we're going to stay on this side before we move to the other side. So you're going to continue to tuck your left hip into the pillow. You're going to take your hands and frame the pillow. So we're coming into a twist here. And to really amplify the twist, we'll take the left shoulder back. So if your shoulders were headlights, they were pointing forward. Your knees can be bent, your feet can fall wherever they fall. And then we'll walk ourselves out over the pillow. If you want a really big twist today, right cheek comes down. Most of us will probably feel more comfortable tapping our left cheek down. The elbows are gonna stay stacked underneath your shoulders. And then you're really gonna release your heart to be held up by the pillow. Invitation here to close the eyes, to soften the jaw, to soften the shoulders, to really give the weight of your heart, the weight of maybe a heavy heart, over to the pillow. Closing your eyes, softening in. And in my experience, this is one of my favorite ways to release. Remember, we're focusing on aparigraha, letting go, not grasping. So what can you release in the body that doesn't need to work? Can you soften your hands, your shoulders, your jaw, your tongue? We're going to be here for a couple minutes, offering our heart to the pillow. So about another minute here. See what you can let go. What can soften? How can you deepen your experience of release? So from here, start to slide your hands down so they're underneath the shoulders. Flutter your eyes open if they're closed. And then again, using the least amount of effort possible, press yourself up. We're going to do both those shapes on the other side. So you'll come to tuck your right hip into the pillow. We're going to come in for our side stretch first. So you'll extend your right arm out. The knees can be bent, feet can fall out wherever they might. And then we'll rest our our temple, our cheek to the inner right arm. Just pause here, see how this feels. Maybe you'd like to stay here, or maybe it would feel good to take your left arm up and over to the right wrist, softening into the left side body. And then wherever you land, commit to being still, commit to being soft, commit to releasing. Giving the weight of your heart, your bones over to the pillow. And we'll be here for a couple minutes. Just chiming in, we have about another minute. Noticing if you're holding or you're grasping, can you soften, can you release? From here, using the least amount of effort, press yourself up. We're going to stay working on this side, so the right hip stays tucked in towards the pillow. Your hands come to frame the pillow. This time the right shoulder's reaching back, so we feel that twist in the belly, in the back. Your shoulders should be like headlights pointing forward. And then you'll go ahead and walk yourself out here. Big twist would be left cheek down. If that's too much, most of us will take our right cheek down to the pillow. Elbows rest underneath your shoulders. Really let your heart be held up here. Let the pillow hold any heaviness in your heart. Let your jaw release. Let your bones, your muscles, everything be really heavy here. We'll be here a couple minutes. Just chiming in again to remind us to release, to let go, to soften. Here, slide your hands down underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up with the least amount of effort as possible. From here, we're going to come onto the back, and I'm going to ask you to have your pillow on standby to the side. So coming to your back, bending your knees, your heels are stacked underneath your knees. You should be able to graze your fingertips with your heels. Go ahead and grab your pillow. You're going to want it the wide way. Press down into your feet, rise your hips, and then slide the pillow so that it's a little resting point for your hips. So depending on the size of your pillow, you're going to want it right at, if you have pants on, right at your pant line. So the pelvis is being held up, so the pelvis is in line with your heart. And then from here, find whatever position of the hands feel good. So maybe hands out to the side, maybe hands on the body somewhere. We're going to do some breaths together here. Close your eyes. Scan your body for tension. So we just tried to release and soften. But where is there still tension in the body? If there's not, you're lucky, and I want you to center your breath in your belly. If you noticed an area or areas of the body that have tension, choose one. We're going to anchor our breath there. And by anchor our breath, I mean we're going to imagine that the breath is coming in and out of that area. I know we all know that we breathe in and out of our lungs. Well, if you didn't know that, there you go. But I'm going to encourage us to create some movement and release by drawing awareness to anything that's tight. So this might even be, there could be tightness in your heart, in your emotions. There could be tightness in your mind from overthinking. Or it could be a physical thing. Maybe you have a knee that feels tense. Maybe, I don't know, your shoulders are tense. Go ahead and close your eyes. And whenever I say inhale, take a soft, slow breath into that area of tension. And as I say exhale, you'll try to release something from that area. And if there aren't any ID'd areas of tension, just center the breath in the belly. So here we go, a few rounds of this. Exhale the breath out. Through your nose, inhale into that area. Through your nose, exhale out of that area. That's one. Through your nose, inhale to that area. Through your nose, exhale out of that area. That's two. Through your nose, inhale to that area. Exhale to that area. That's three. Inhale to that area. Exhale to that area. Inhale to that area. Exhale to that area. We're going to do 5 more. Inhale your breath. Exhale your breath. That's 1. Inhale to tension. Exhale the tension out. That's 2. Breathe into the tension. Breathe out the tension. That's 3. Breathe in the tension. Breathe out the tension. That's 4. Breathe in the tension. Breathe out the tension. That's 5. Go ahead and move the breath back in, however breath wants to come back in. If your eyes are closed, softly flutter them open. And then we're going to set ourselves up for final rest in a support with the pillow. So you're going to press into your feet. You'll rise your thighs and you're going to slide the pillow down below your bottom so that the pillow is supporting the backs of the thighs. So to me, this feels really nice. If this doesn't feel good to you, you don't have to use the pillow. You could also place the pillow on top of your pelvis or your thighs if you want to ground down a little bit more. Or you just come to a flat position on your back. Whatever is going to place you into a place of ease so that we can finally and fully maybe let go of anything else that we don't need to hold anymore, yeah? All right, so hands probably fall out to the sides. They could be on the body if you feel like you need a little bit of holding. Go ahead and close your eyes. Soften your muscles, your bones down into the earth. And I'm just going to come up to the screen to talk us through a few finishing things. So we're going to take a guided meditation to finish. And this is where I'm going to ask us to notice any final areas of tension in the body and hopefully release maybe a little bit of something that we don't need to hold anymore, just in case we're still holding. So we'll start with the soles of your feet. Notice any areas of tension in the feet. Release any gripping in your toes, the balls of your feet, the soles, the heels, the tops of your feet and your ankles. Really releasing in the feet. Drawing awareness up the fronts of your shins, the backs of your calves. Softening into your knee joint. Softening into the back of your knee joint. Drawing your awareness up the fronts of your thighs, the backs of your thighs. Really allow the thighs to take up space. Allow them to be wide, heavy. Allow your bones to be heavy. Drawing awareness across your hips and your low back. Really let your low back ground down. Let it be held up by the earth. Letting your hips be open to the sky. Checking in with your belly. Notice if you're gripping or holding in your stomach. Maybe see if you can allow the breath to come into the belly to find ease and softness there. Allow your low back, your mid back, and your upper back to completely release to the earth. Allow your shoulders to melt away from your ears. Allow your collarbone to be wide. Allow your heart to be soft here. Your chest to be soft and open. Let's draw some awareness to the arms, to the elbows, to your forearms and your wrists. Softening into the hands. Notice if there's gripping or holding in your hands. Can you let your hands fall open, or if they're on the body, just release down onto the body. No need to hold anything, to clasp anything, letting the hands be really soft. From here, traveling back up to your shoulders, let's just check in with the shoulders, soften into the shoulders. Drawing awareness to your throat, the back of your neck. Drawing awareness to your jaw, to your tongue, letting everything in the mouth be loose and heavy. Allowing the lips to close around the mouth. Maybe the teeth are slightly parted. Allow your cheeks to be long. Allow your eyes to close if they're not. Allow your eyelids to be heavy. Maybe even imagine your eyelashes were weighted. Allow breath to gently come in and out of your nose as you allow sound to softly come in and out of your ears. Allow your forehead to be really soft here. Allowing thought to be really soft. And it's completely okay if thoughts come, but maybe see if you can let those thoughts be really soft and just kind of flutter across the sky of your mind. Allowing the very top of your head to be soft. Allowing, if you have any hair, allowing the hair to softly fall around wherever it does. Landing wherever it does. And then I invite you here to take 2 more soft, full breaths into yourself, into your body, really using the exhale to release anything that you don't want to carry with you anymore. And from here, we'll slip off into a couple minutes of Shavasana. So really just giving yourself these couple minutes to just be in the experience of a little bit more openness, a little bit more release, so that you remember this part of yourself. So I'll call us back in about 2 minutes. So just starting to bring some more awareness to your breath, deepening the breath slightly. We're going to very, very gently start to wake ourselves back up into this space. And we're going to try to maintain this feeling of softness as we do. So first, just starting to find some soft, gentle movements of your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretching the body out or finding some little sways. with the least amount of effort possible, rolling over to one side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then again, with the least amount of effort possible, pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat, drawing your hands in a gesture at your heart, bowing your chin into that beautiful heart. Close your eyes. Maybe notice if there's a little less holding in your body, in your mind. And I would really, really encourage us all to carry this idea of aparigraha, non-grasping, letting go into our daily lives. So this really isn't a passive way of being. It's an active way of forgiveness and of making space in ourselves so that we can show up, so that we can support each other, so we can stand in ourselves, so maybe we can help the world. The light in me acknowledges the light in your beautiful heart. I'm so, so glad you were here today to let go, to make space, to soften. Thank you so much. Thank you, Grand Park. Thank you, yoga community. Please share this feeling, if you can, with anyone else in your day today. Be soft with each other, forgive each other, and I'm thinking and wishing the best for you all. Bye-bye.